Chapa Herrera had that golden chance in the first 10 minutes. On the cutback, found himself in acres of space, just couldn't put it past Matt Levy.
Medense. And Dimmick, his cross is blocked, taken out for a throw. I think the big number, Ross, is there have already been 13 foul calls.
Somebody in the crowd say, let them play.
On the back heel. A sweet little bit of skill from Cheney, unable to pick the lock.
Listen, the referees will let you play if you want to play. If you want to mess around and have these chippy fouls, they're going to blow the whistle.
Mecklenburg intervenes. Feels like it's been a while since Greenville had a legitimate chance.
Yeah, that Chapa Herrera one. Certainly the real golden one so far, and he's on the ball now with 4 tackles already tonight.
Over the top from Benton. Falling nicely for Ropapa-Mensah. Trying to slither free. Off the deflection, and it just carries wide.
That was worth a crack from Connor Evans. Hit with some venom. Just deflected enough to get wide of Matt Levy's left-hand post. Worked by DeShields, and Connor Evans was only thinking about one thing there. Caught the back of Nick Spielman and out for a corner.
Hello, test.
Try again with an outswinger. Rushed in and stabbed away at the near post. Maybe another corner. News that is not very welcome to John Vaquero. Towering tall, the knock on and a heavy collision is going to snap play.
With already a yellow card to his name, certainly not a yellow card worthy challenge here, but be careful with these challenges from behind. Elbow is up too high on Christian Cheney. Not sure what St. Bub's complaining.
This one is not for the faint of heart.
Charlotte with the 1 day of extra rest. They play Carolina on Tuesday. Greenville played Wednesday. Charlotte don't play again till Friday as well next week.
Sloping in, Levy caught in 2 minds.
Castro had an open goal for a second there, and he knew it as well. I'm sure he saw Matt Levy at the corner of his eye. We've seen Leo Castro notice goalies off their lines at least once this season in that game against Omaha. He was a little further out that time, but couldn't make contact this time. Luis Alvarez continuing to play this game from deep double pivot role almost.
Medense, the one who's tasked with the creative responsibility now. Unable to find the solution there. Fricky in a tight spot and clipped away for a throw. Soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek. Your ticket to great seats. Pollock being instructed to retreat before throwing this back in.
Greenville looking to set the seat at their new stadium at some point next season, hopefully. See exactly what point as the next few months go on. See if they do a partial opening. See, wait till it's fully complete. Seeing teams do both.
Something that this organization is assuredly thinking about, as Marsh may have gotten stepped on there.
We're on his right side now. Rick Wright wants the foul. Another one perhaps Pass missed by Sean Tahini. She's back on and seems to be walking okay.
Greenville have had their fair share of injuries already this year. Pascal Corvino down for some significant time. The good news is Sebastian Velasquez is back available and in the 18 today for Greenville after dealing with a bit of a hamstring tweak. We're told Michael Gonzalez is close behind him.
Yeah, it was Michael Gonzalez's first ever soft tissue injury. And yeah, this Velasquez one is strange because he's obviously had a recurring issue, but then Rick Wright said he had one of the best fitness tests he's ever had this week in training, so I'm sure we'll see him at some point tonight. That's lovely from Castro.
Castro galloping away, acres of room, trying to poke one through. It's knocked off course by Spielman. Now there might be space for the counter the other direction. Vidense a bridge too far.
Vidense looking for a bit of a shove from Castro. I think there was enough there.
How about the extra effort from Castro to track back and win the ball?
He was perhaps upset at himself a little bit for the lack of quality with the pass. That's a better one. Just a handball from her.
Skipping away there, yeah. Marsh picking up a lot of space on this near side now.
It's been a pretty clean first half from both sides between the fouls. Both teams with passing accuracy 80% above. Greenville lacking a little bit in the final third. 27 passes to Greenville's, to Charlotte's 40. Possession all very even. The team just able to unlock in the team's back four so far.
That's been the strange thing between Triumph and Independence. Historically, they've seen each other a lot. And Mike Jeffries has been a coach that's been a bit indifferent to possession. Greenville, team that wants to have the ball, but despite all that, Ross, only 3 times in the previous meetings has Greenville had a bigger share of the ball when these two teams have gotten together.
That's an interesting one. Greenville with the domination at home until last year. These teams, this is the 12th meeting between these two sides and they've never drawn. It's fascinating. Nearly halfway there.
Charlotte able to secure victory in 3 of the 4 meetings last year. Got their first ever win at Greenville to close out the 4 of those matches.
Yeah, those Diego Cup ones were frustrating for Greenville fans because I think, if I remember, they only needed a point, I think, from either game. They lost both of them. That was to qualify for the knockout stages and failed to do so. Diego Cup play will be starting up soon. Of course, unfortunately, Colorado won't be able to defend their title, so we will have a new champion this year, and obviously it could be from the USL Championship.
Exciting when that competition gets into full swing coming up here.
Charlotte still in the US Open Cup. They will play Carolina FC, their former League One opponents.
Mensa had done well to get just narrowly back on side. Dimmick forced to thrust it out of play. Polak.
The XG 0.36 to 0.28. Only 12 total touches in the opposition's box between the two teams.
Jai picks a pass downfield. Fricky will size it up and take it out of play. Cheney. And toward the byline, and I'm not sure if the man running with the ball knew where the byline was.
Probably a good thing for Alfredo Medensi after that shot attempt. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt that he knew it was out of play. You know, say play to the whistle, Peyton, and hopefully Alfredo Medensi put that one into the sky. These teams make any adjustments at the half. Perhaps we'll see it. Give it till about the hour mark. Minutes, kicked it off the back of Christian Jean.
Marsh and Benton. He's giving it away. Rankenberg. That closes a stop and start half in South Carolina. Scoreless. Greenville Triumph and Charlotte Independence unflinching through 45.
Yeah, some quality play in the middle third, but hasn't resulted in quality chances. Obviously, a question about Doxo. Nick Spiel is probably talking to assistant referee about that early Chapo Herrera chance for Greenville. Still plenty to play for here in the Upstate.
We set to step aside. The Upstate Spine and Sport halftime is coming up after this as we prepare to jump to the break. 0-0 at the half. Greenville Triumph and Charlotte Independence inseparable here so far. It's been a white knuckle affair. We'll break it all down at the intermission that's coming up.
Every day, we get the privilege to serve you,
sharing local stories on all your screens.
The first alert on breaking news sent through the Fox Carolina News app.
Serving you with the earliest heads up on storms through the Fox Carolina First Alert weather app.
Live and on-demand newscasts.
Fox Carolina Investigations.
On your streaming TV.
Not short of confidence. Smith a little short on the punt, but it works out for Chattanooga as they flick a couple headers forward. Hernandez on the spin. He's got his fellow Hernandez. That's Pedro storming through, going down just inside the edge of the area. Maybe looking for a cheeky penalty. Hernandez looking for the deft left-footed pass. Looked like he had a little channel available to Vasquez. out of that 4 additional minutes that we have here, and hopefully not the same case for Kasanzu, who took a hard fall and looks to be favoring his hand. Another position that Tormenta are a little bit short coming into the match. They've got Callum Stretch getting the start tonight in replacement of Anatolia Prepelica, who is suspended for a red card in the last match. Kasanzu still looking very spry as he gets to the long ball first. Omar Hernandez creates something for Red Wolves. Happy to knock it all the way back to Smith. On we go again. Kasanzu called into action. Still see him holding that right hand awkwardly. Imagine at this point he's just trying to make it to the halftime break. It does also alter those substitution plans for a manager as well when you have to make an unexpected injury sub. So it kind of takes up one of those substitution windows that you're allowed throughout the match. Halftime does not count as one, so that would be the benefit of if Kasanzu needs to come out and he's able to wait at least until the break. Tormenta racking up 70% possession over the last 15 minutes of this one. They've added a couple shots to their first half tally. But still just 3 in the contest, and neither team has put a shot on frame. Now we have a whistle from the referee as we stop to get attention for Omar Hernandez. Amin Hadzic signaled to his head. That's why he has to stop the game here. Extra precaution always taken if there's any possibility of a head injury. You see Omar Hernandez going through the concussion protocol. Some early halftime hydration for the players in the meantime. A series that in the past has promised goals. 5.8 per match over the last 4 times these teams have squared off in League One. Hasn't exactly been the case tonight, but showing the stakes and the tension in play in this bottom of the table clash early on in the campaign. 3 points that both sides will desperately want here in the home opener for Chattanooga. Tormenta's first road trip of the year. The 4 minutes, but a little bit more time to be added on. Hernandez waiting to re-enter the field of play, even if it's momentary for Red Wolves. Now he is finally waved back on by Hadzic. As we tick toward the 50-minute mark. Ramos. Vasquez comes onto it. Came back from an offside position. So we blow for halftime. Scoreless at the break in the home opener for Chattanooga Red Wolves. A side that is 4 games unbeaten. Every game this season has finished in a draw. It certainly has looked that way, and a bit of a stalemate here in the first half, but plenty to discuss at the halftime break. We got first half highlights. We got to look back at last week in League One. And of course, our news and notes. Red Wolves 0, Tormenta FC 0. We'll see you on the other side of this break.
debuted their home ground in that U.S. Open Cup. Today, they make their first impression in the league as they play another new club, Westchester SC, and then the Player of the Month nominees. We already showed them to you, but Carson Henderlong, I would consult with you on who the favorite might be in your mind, Ross, but that guy has been on fire this season.
Yeah, I think Darwin Espinal is up there too, a guy I've been waiting to see in USL League One, lighting it up early for Richmond.
As we look forward the scores and schedules, we've now had a couple of these match weekends in which we've really gotten to see everybody taking the field. Really, Spokane Velocity, Portland Hearts of Pine is the one that has my attention, 0-0 between Chattanooga Red Wolves and South Georgia, and the only other game in swing right now.
Yeah, two games at 8 o'clock, Texoma and Naples, the two new teams. Obviously, Naples, can they continue their great start? And listen, people from Washington hate Portland, people even if they're not from that Portland. I don't know, we'll see, we'll find out, I guess.
Certainly something to track. We step aside when we come back. The second half of play between Greenville Triumph and Charlotte Independence. Folks, don't turn that dial.
Today, we get the privilege to serve you.
Sharing local stories on all your screens.
The first alert on breaking news sent through the Fox Carolina News app.
Serving you with the earliest heads up on storms through the Fox Carolina First Alert weather app.
Live and on-demand newscasts.
Fox Carolina Investigations.
On your streaming TV.
Your stories told right here. Fox Carolina News.
I'm Rick Wright, head coach of the Greenville Triumph Soccer Club. The Triumph play here on Palmetto Sports and Entertainment.
Watch using antenna on channel 21.2 or on Spectrum 703. The Greenville Triumph play here. Palmetto Sports.
El Greenville Triumph y Liberty están orgullosos de asociarse con Telemundo Carolina del Sur. Vean Telemundo Carolina del Sur para mantenerte informado con noticias locales en español y disfrutar de toda la increíble programación de Telemundo. Disponible gratis con antena en el canal 31.1.
Just breathe. Just breathe. Breathe. Woo! Let's take this thing higher. Higher than you ever been. Stand tall like Everest. I mean higher. You ain't gotta settle in. Go places that never been. We go higher. No stop. Take it to the top, even when the ball drops. My man, we go higher. Woo! Let's take this thing. No stop. It's time to go higher.
Welcome to Wood Creek Dental, where dental care is a family tradition. For over 40 years, we're proud to be a family-owned practice serving the community of Greenville, South Carolina. Our experienced dentists and dedicated staff are committed to your oral health. Experience the difference for yourself. Wood Creek Dental. Dental care from our family to yours.
Into the second frame. Greenville Triumph, Charlotte Independence, 0-0 at the break. A great look at the sunset scenery in this wonderful part of the country. Let's take a look back at the highlights from that first half of play. And here they are. Greenville was able to create some chances early, Ross.
The only shot on target by either team in the first half is right here. Chapo Herrera, and a great save by Matt Levy, scrambling to his right. Did a good job of centering himself in the goal there. Chapo Herrera really should have made it 1-0. Yeah, the only shot on goal in that first 45 minutes.
You really wonder how he would have shifted things had that ball hit the back of the net. But alas, Greenville Triumph would resume their attack. This ball probably could have been met with a little bit more conviction from Ropapa Mensah. And later on, it would be Charlotte asking questions of their opponent.
Yes, clearly the best chance for Charlotte. Cross in Christian Cheney, normally where he does so much damage. 8 yards out, couldn't put it on target. Story of the first half for the visitors.
Christian Cheney always scores against Greenville, so maybe the reprieve that Triumph need today. This one was a nearly moment as well. A wicked carom that took it off course from